Good morning. It is Saturday at 8 a.m. and I'm sitting on the couch with my freshly brewed coffee, which I will be sipping throughout this video because it's freshly brewed. And this is what I do every morning. I sit on the couch with Boomer, who's hanging out with me, my handsome, handsome boy. And I have been very intentional about my morning routine. Several months ago, this is what I started for myself. I sit here in silence, and it's a very meditative experience for me. And I read and I drink my coffee. And I probably do this for at least a half hour before I get my day started. Sometimes it's even longer. Sometimes I'm here for like an hour. But I start every morning by reading a page of the Daily Stoic, which I have referenced many times in my videos. And I brought down my other Stoic philosophy books that I've read because I'm always quoting them and not telling anybody where I got the quotes from. So the Daily Stoic, and I've read through that probably once already, and I'll continue to read it every day, even after the year ends. There's a page for every day of the year. I have also read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and this was wonderful, and reading it felt very meditative for me every morning. I'm on my computer. I'm using my webcam. I don't use any fancy technology. I literally just use the webcam on my computer, so it kind of fades out and I have to put it back on. But I have also read On the Shortness of Life by Seneca. Very short and sweet. Highly recommend. And I have also read, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Enchiridion by Epictetus, which is also very straightforward. I love it. Not, it's a short read. And I'm currently reading Seneca, Moral Letters to his friend Lucilius. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But he wrote this to his friend. There are 124 letters in here. They're like lessons. And he wrote them to his friend before he was forced to death. So these are his near-death writings. And it's amazing. Lots of good lessons in here. It looks really hefty and kind of intimidating, but it's really not. Again, there's just lessons. So I just read like a lesson or two each day. They're short and sweet. And that's why I like Stoic philosophy, because it's very to the point. And I think out of all of the philosophers, I enjoy reading Seneca the most. I just love his writing style. Like, he will just go on a rant and, do his little lesson, and then he just ends it with farewell. Just farewell after every lesson. Like, okay, I'm done. Farewell. I don't know. I love it. So that's what I do every morning. And take a sip of my coffee. I know I literally just made a video, and I decided that I hate the video that I just made. I mean, I think it's like a well put together video, and I think the content that I shared on the video is valuable and whatever, but I did what I said I was not going to do, which was put on a presentation. And again, I'm still trying to figure this out. And I took a different approach with the last video. I made some cuts in it. And, I really don't think I want to do that. I feel like it's better for the attention span to make the cuts and just kind of get to the point. But when I was watching it, I just felt like, again, I was presenting. And in my prior video to that one, where I titled it, I'm uncomfortable doing this, or I'm so uncomfortable doing this, that video did really well. Well, really well to me. 1,000 views is like crazy to me. Like, and here I am saying like multiple times, and I'm just gonna do my thing. It's gonna be fine. But I mean, the fact that 1,000 people even clicked on the video is crazy to me. I didn't expect anybody to see any of my videos. So also, I'm at 100 subscribers. Is that something that I'm allowed to celebrate? I'm just kidding. So my point is, the video that did the most well, I put the least amount of effort in. So I think I'm just going to resort back to that because I felt most like myself in that video, and I'm being myself right now. I'm in my complete natural state. I said that I was going to talk to the camera without reading off a script, and I was going to talk to the camera like I would talk to a friend, and I did not do that in the last video at all. I rehearsed so many times. I can't even express to you how many times I recorded over and over and over the same damn sentence, and how many times I made the video from start to finish. Probably like, I don't know, 5-6 times. That's not me being myself. I said I was going to be myself. That's not me being myself at all. And I forced myself to do it because I was working that day. I had some sessions, and in between I put this pressure on myself, and I was telling myself, like, I need to sit down and get out this YouTube video. And I would like rush when I was doing it, and I wasn't able to fully pay attention in my sessions because I was distracted and I was just thinking about my video the whole time. That is not, I literally said I was not going to do that, and I did that. So I'm not going to do it anymore. You know, the cuts and everything, I think it's good for me. When I was watching that video back, it felt like a video that I would share for my business. It feels like a video that I would have made. Like when I make a reel for my business online, I do that. Like I do, you know, quick little videos. I make some cuts and I spew out this psychoeducational information. And I'm proud of myself for the content of the video. I think it's valuable information, but it just was not organic at all. And part of me just wants to delete it, but I'm not going to do that. So, you know, I'm just asking myself, am I being my true self? And I was not being my true self then. So here I am back to a stream of consciousness, and I'm also kind of stressing out because we're at like 8 minutes now, and I'm like, people are not going to want to watch this the whole time. This is getting too long. Putting myself out there for people to critique, again, I have notes in my phone. I just write down all my thoughts. Putting myself out there for people to critique is so, so scary to me. And everybody has been very kind, and nobody has given me any sort of negative feedback. I've gotten some constructive criticism, and I appreciate it a lot. It's, again, very valuable. For example, someone suggested that I, you know, shouldn't assume that the viewer has any background on me, and in the first 30 seconds of my video, I should make it clear what I'm going to talk about. But if I'm just doing a video where I'm just spewing out my random thoughts, I don't know what I'm going to, I don't know what the topic is. There is no topic. That's the whole point. So doing that in the first 30 seconds is not, I just don't know if that's going to work for me. Unless I'm talking about a specific topic, then in that case I can do that. And so that's what I did on my last video. I was like, all right, get to the point. Let's talk about phone addiction. And then someone else suggested that I share more of a story at the beginning of a video to get the audience hooked, which also makes sense. but I had in my head, oh, I need to get straight to the point in the first 30 seconds for someone to keep watching. And someone else suggested that I just don't look at the comments until I share my next video. And I think they're right about that, because I'm taking what everybody's saying into consideration, which is not a bad thing, but I might be taking it into consideration too much, because I already made it clear that I don't want to be a therapist on here. I don't want to present these, like, I want to talk about topics, but I just want to do it naturally, and I don't want to have a script written out, and that's what I've been doing, and I'm over it. And I just find it so interesting that, again, that one video that I made did so well when I was literally half asleep when I recorded it. Another thing that I am struggling with is this idea that I want to get used to talking to a camera or to an audience more, because I would like to do public speaking someday. I have applied to a few TEDx, so like TED Talks, but on a smaller, more local scale, TEDx presentations that the nearby university puts on every year. And in my head originally, I told myself I want to create more of a platform so I can get, more experience speaking, and I can have a portfolio of some sort so I can land like a TEDx presentation someday. So that's also where I'm struggling, because I feel like I'm two different people. It's like presenter Savannah and then just regular Savannah. And I don't want YouTube to be a space where I'm presenting, but one of my main reasons for creating a channel was to have a platform so I can practice public speaking. So I'm a little conflicted on that, and I think it's okay. I think it's okay if I change my mind with that. I think it's good just to get experience talking to an audience in general. So, because I fear that I'm monotone. Well, someone pointed that out, and my husband agrees that I'm a little monotone when I speak, but I'm just so even-keeled, and I don't know, I'm soft-spoken, I'm a therapist, I'm not trying to entertain, so I don't really know how to not be monotone, and I don't know, there's just way too many things going through my head, and again, I'm afraid that I'm going to bore people, so I think I need to just, take comments into consideration, but only to an extent. I just want to sit on the camera and talk. That's what I want to do. And I watch videos of people talking for 20 minutes. So if I'm finding the right audience, you guys are going to be willing to listen to me the whole time, right? I don't know. I would hope. I also, this is another thing. I don't want you guys to feel like I constantly need reassurance and validation from you because I'm in my head, because that can get annoying, right? If somebody's not confident within themselves, it can be annoying to feel like you have to validate them all the time. So that's not what I'm trying to do by making these videos. I'm just speaking aloud my thoughts. I am confident. I am confident in myself. Of course, I have my self-doubts. Don't get me wrong. I have my insecurities. I've made that pretty clear many, many times. But I just don't want you guys to feel like, Savannah needs more reassurance and validation, and I'm kind of over it, so I'm going to stop watching her. I don't know if that makes sense, but... And, yeah... Okay, last thought. Somebody commented on another creator's video that I was watching, and the comment says, I could start a channel I have tried in the past, but ultimately I'm led to the same conclusion over and over and over again. It's better to lay low through life. I'm overly cautious who enters my life personally, and having an online presence can potentially lead to a lot of bad things in real life. Most content creators are narcissists too, unfortunately, and that alone is enough to keep me away from being lumped in the same group as them. They may or may not verbally admit that they are narcissists, but nobody would have a channel if they didn't like attention. And the creator just hearted the comment, and I'm sure it didn't bother them at all. I mean, I could tell just by the fact that they were like, that's cool, dude. If that's your perspective and that's why you decide not to make a channel, good for you. You have every right to do that and to think that people who have an online presence like attention. And that was one of my fears when starting, especially not with strangers on the internet, but with people in my social circle, that people were going to think, oh, Savannah wants to, like, I don't know, be an influencer and or be a YouTuber. And even if that was the case, why do I care? If that's what I want to do, then that's what I want to do. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of processing that out because I read that and I was like, well, that was my fear, that people are going to think I'm being narcissistic. But I am far from a narcissist, and I know that, okay? I'm not perfect. I don't know everything about me, but I care about other people and their feelings more than I need to sometimes. And I feel that I'm a very self-aware person. And I just know that I am far from a narcissist. So I have to just, you know, they didn't even comment that on my video. So I don't know why I'm so triggered by it. But it was just my fear from the beginning. And I feel like in order to fully grow and, you know, continue throughout my self-development journey, this is what I have to do. I want to inspire people just by being my true self. That's my goal. That's my goal for this channel. I figured it out. I want to inspire others just by being myself and being open and honest, because many people aren't, and someone's got to take one for the team. So like I said before, I just kind of want to use myself as an example as far as, you know, bringing life lessons into this and just talking about my own journey, because I know myself better than anyone, so it just makes sense for me to do that. Yeah. Those are my thoughts. We're at 17 minutes. That's kind of scary for me to share a video that's this long, but I'm just going to do it anyways. And I'm going to finish my coffee and finish my morning reading and eat breakfast and get ready to go to the gym. It's my favorite thing to do on Saturday morning. I love a slow morning. I'm very grateful for this. And I look forward to talking to everybody soon. Cheers.